continue with our class Shabbos Kitchen. We start with 1 second. We start with Sefer Chofetz Chaim. Big topic is the same. So Ella's relationships, right? So very interesting relationships. So today's topic is vital information. And it says as follows: one who knows Shidduch, who knows over Shidduch in making and has a negative information about one of the parties has a responsibility in certain cases to offer the information without waiting to be asked. So that's the case when we should be left for later, right? So nobody is asking you, but you know that this guy is a drug user, so this woman is very abusive. She's not there. I mean, some psychiatric diseases, right? So we have to step up and tell them. The commandment, do not stand aside while your brother's blood is shed, Vayikra 19:16, requires one to volunteer information if he is aware that one of the party is in a proposed match has severe physical, psychological, or spiritual shortcomings, which by objective standards can be expected to interfere with a marriage, and that this information is being concealed from the other party. So how do you know this information is concealed? It's another story. But let's say you know. So let's read again. So basically, the way I understand this case, we're talking about a very close friend or very close relative with that person. I mean, usually people do not share the health information, psychiatric status with other people. That they take medicine, this and that. So somebody is very close. So basically, a person, as we can say, had a choice to do something that is right, what Torah says, or keep quiet. So yes, she's finally somebody wants to marry this girl, or somebody will considering this guy. He's 47 years old, never been married, so maybe he's a little not there. But okay, maybe she's a nice lady. Maybe she's going to turn him around. You understand? So we have no right to do that. So let's do this piece one more time and we're going to explain. The commandment, do not stand while your brother's blood is shed. So it's all encompassing commandment, meaning not only is in a spiritual, right, but only material. So our brother is losing something. But here is needless to say, right? Somebody is going into a relationship, and the other side is trying to conceal information, right? So this verse, do not stand aside while your brother's blood is shed, requires one to volunteer information if he is aware that one party is proposed match that has severe physical, psychological. So physical meaning maybe if it's not somebody is limping or something. No, it's understandable. Or she has something on her face. No, something physical. Maybe it's like internal disease. I don't know, they had cancer. So all her mother died in 33. Her grandmother, all of this aunts, all of these things, right? So there is a big, huge possibility. So she also might have something, right? Some physical part. So maybe yes, maybe no. But at least we have to tell the person the truth and let him decide. Maybe he said maybe it's not going to happen. We're going to pray. I don't know. Psychological. So psychological, I mean, today people say, no, everybody have psychological. No, not everybody have psychological disease. Not everybody. So I heard it many times, especially from these people. They take medicine and 1 and 2 and 3, and to keep them more or less normal. But in my mind, what if they run out of insurance, right? So for example, I lived without insurance for almost 2 years, 1.5 years. So I was very careful, right? So you go to the hospital, they're going to take all your savings, whatever you have, little savings you have, that's it, it's wiped out, right? So maybe he or she not going to have medical insurance to cover this medicine, and many of them very, very expensive. And he's going to decide, you know what, I'm not going to take. You understand? I'm normal as it is, and I knew the guy. I used to pray in another show, and it was a guy. So he's nice and friendly, but everybody knew that he's on medicine, and he said like a few times I heard him saying, somehow these people count him for a minion. I told them not to count him. Like he's shoteh 100%. He does not understand. I mean, he not understand. It's hard to keep to make him liable for anything. Like he says something and forgets. Like shoteh, crazy person, right? And I heard from him. So he said this medicine slows me down. I become sleepy, so I decided not to take. Ooh. So it was a big disaster. So yeah, about these guys. So same as here. So you like, even though he always say I'm normal, right? I'm normal than you, all of you normal people. I'm just taking medicine because this doctor told me. You understand? So we have to be like, don't listen to the patients. You have to inform the other side. Or spiritual shortcomings. So spiritual shortcoming meaning not as absorbent and not as absorbent as they look, right? So also like they just put a show, but they actually don't absorb anything, right? They come home on this Friday night, they eat, they do a kiddush and watch TV, whatever they do. Right, and it's but when they come to shul, they so like dress up and this and that, and they know how to read from the Torah. Even there are many people like that. Like background was actually absorbed, but they and children not so much. They call themselves traditional. Okay, so those are spiritual shortcomings. Reached by objective standard. So objective standard, like of course we trying like to be normal, not to exaggerate, right? Objective standard can be expected to interfere with a marriage, right? So meaning something like on a more severe side. So you have to tell the other party. And of course, as I said, usually it's somebody very close to that person, right? So it's and that person. So we had a case with a lady, and she it was about Shidduch of her cousin, second cousin, I don't remember, and she came and said like if you tell me now, that's what he said. No, not to me, to another Rabbi. Right. So she said that if you tell me now that I should go to the family of the boy and give them information, so my life is over. So she's not going to get married because she had some issue, medical issue. Most likely they would not want, but they're going to kick me out from my family. I'm going to lose everything. Right. So I mean that's why the whole family were so excited for this girl to get married, because she had some health issues, right? But she said, and she was like. She was very, very, very serious. But the way I understand the story went, they arranged some anonymous delivery of the message to the side of the groom and said, look, I'm not 100% sure. I'm trying to help you, but you do your research, okay? And that's how, like, but again, we can always, like, in a family, they can suspect. There are not so many people know of this like personal issue of the person, right? So for example, my siblings do not know like my medical history. I'm not going to share with them, or my cousins. What is I'm not going to even tell my mother. What is why should I tell her? You understand? So if somebody like there are only a small circle who knows I had this and that, I mean, okay. So meaning that it's internal job. You understand? So it's not so easy. So that person, right, has to make decision, and it's very hard decision. It's not easy. It's very hard decision. Once again, the condition which permits speaking negatively for a constructive purpose must be fulfilled, of course. Right, so number one, the information must be first-hand or clearly stated as a second-hand and not verified. So first-hand information meaning that person saw the records, or she drive her girlfriend to that appointment and they went together to the doctor, let's say. I don't know, something like that. Right? Or if not, so then they can say it's second-hand information. Number 2, it must be clearly be a problem by objective standards. Meaning not that she has a skin like a problem, right? I don't know. No, I mean, for some people, a skin problem is, I don't know what, she has a mole or something. Right, but so it should be problem. It must be a problem by objective standards. For example, debilitating disease in a person or in a family, if it says if it is hereditary, right? So meaning some diseases, and with some diseases people live like a certain amount of years, like it's statistically we know. Right, because this is like is killing them slowly, right? Right, or as we given another example, hereditary. So her mother died from this cancer, her grandmother, her aunt, this and that. So meaning it's big danger, right? Severe psychological disorders, right? So she's getting like anger fits or something, right? And you saw it. She smashed her vase on the refrigerator or something. Like she didn't like somebody's comment or something. Right? Violent tendencies. So violent tendencies not only men, women also. Some of them are very violent. Right? Major problems is hashkafa. So major problem is hashkafa. It's hashkafa. That's what we learn. It's Jewish perspective of life. Right, so she said that God needs you. Right, so all of this major stuff. So if she's like that, so of course we have to tell her, to tell him that's what she is. She said, I don't know if I said the story. Somebody sent me a question. Unfortunately, the story happened in Israel. Like I don't know. I got this question three days ago, this week. And the person asked, so she said, Kvadrav, here's a situation. We bought tzitzis for my husband in this local Judaica store. And the guy that is in this Judaica, so he said he's not so sure. So Gemara is actually from the sages, maybe later generation made it up, and Medrash and this and that. So all of this like apikorsim. So this person, of course it's major hashkafa issue, of course. So she said, she's funny, and not funny. I don't want to make fun, but she said, should I like throw out the tzitzis? I said, no, absolutely not, please. You just have to untie it, because he did not make the strings themselves. The strings must be made for the purpose of the mitzvah also. So you cannot just go to the store and a hardware store and buy the string and make yourself tzitzis. Absolutely not. The string itself must be made of course by a Jew, for the purpose of tzitzis, and then a Jew must tie it. A woman cannot tie it. Technically yes, but practically no. Right, so meaning this guy is 100% apikoros, like he's like a non-Jew. So of course her husband is not allowed to wear tzitzis like that. I mean, I don't know why. I don't know how long the husband were wearing, but why she was quiet. I don't know. No, doesn't matter, right? But of course they have to untie tzitzis and tie it again. That's solution, because it's been done by a non-Jew. I mean, he's a Jew, but apikoros. So that's hashkafa issue. So you have to tell the other person, so the other person can say Baruch HaShem, Beezrat HaShem, all of these things, and they can know how to pray and even read from the Torah, and they be apikoros gamur. Right? On another one, immoral lifestyle. Right? And not the matter of the personal opinion. Right? Even if one feels certain that this is not what the other party wants, it must also be clear that the information being concealed from the other party. So to his immoral lifestyle. So he has a new wife every single day, right? Right, and not the matter of personal opinion. So you know, technically you saw it, you heard from other people, so you can present it second-hand information. And even if one feels that certain that this is not what the other party wants, right? So meaning, in my mind, no normal person would want it, right? But people are different. People are different. It must also be clear that the information is being concealed from the other party. So that's another issue, because, as I said, you have to be closer to that person. I mean, I don't know what's she would tell her sisters, maybe cousin, or maybe her girlfriends. What did she say? What did not say? Otherwise, people do not know, right? But person would be obligated to step up. 142, 1 second. 410, 226. Okay, there is a continuation. So number 3, so condition number 3. If it is possible to convince the party that is concealing the information to come forth with it, it would be preferable. So if you talk to that person and say, look, and it is actually Halachah. Halachah is very simple. So if they conceal some information, like this, like internal disease or something, meaning that they were aware of, and now they got married, and 6 months later, I don't know, 1 year later, he finds out that she has all these things. So that he can actually annul the marriage. They do not need a get. So meaning the marriage was conducted on a false premises. So meaning, if he would know that she would have this disease, it's not like they develop after they got married. They were before. So he would not get married. So it's she does not need to get. And that's what we tried to use a few times to scare the other side. It did not work, but that's what we always try to say. So they say, if you're not going to tell them right now, they can cancel the marriage. Nullify. It's not cancel, nullify. Number 4, the information is not exaggerated, and only which is necessary may be told. So if one disease, like some severe issue, is enough, like internal things, so don't give like the whole report about root canals, about all other like ear issue. Okay, just stop it. One point is enough, and we have to make sure do not exaggerate. No, do not exaggerate. What does it mean? So don't say that she has this epilepsy fits like every time. No, maybe you saw it like 3 years ago. So that's it. I saw it only once, but you go check. So don't add information. Sorry. Number 5. One's intent must be to prevent harmful situation from coming about, and not to denigrate the party he's spoken about. Right? So we try and it's very, very important our intention. So intention, it's only for the good. We try, as the verse say, do not stay idle when your brother blood is spilled. Right? So we're trying to spill to save our brother. Right, and not denigrate another person. I mean, many times when a person has these issues, psychological, maybe I don't know. Like it's like they cannot control it. So it's not their fault 100%. And sometimes yes, but many times no. So we should not denigrate anybody. Moreover, there must be a real possibility the information conveyed will not be ignored, so that the constructive purpose will be realized. So meaning, if they already agreed, and they and the wedding is going to be the day after tomorrow, right? And whatever you're going to say now, they're not going to listen, right? So you're not allowed to say them. Okay, so it must be a real possibility that they're going to listen to you. and they're going to believe. So if they don't know you and you don't look presentable to them, and you're like I don't know, so maybe there is no reason for you to speak up. Number 6, no realistic alternative to convey the information directly can be found. So you try to talk to that person, to come forward and explain that's what is going on. She said, I'm not going to do it, right? You try to go to that to them and present the information, right? And there is no other like realistic alternative. Like sometimes there is children try to help the adult parent to change their life, right? And maybe they're not the biggest tzaddikim, those parents. And now this guy decided this stepfather of his is not a good match for his mother. Understand? So this guy is starting like develop all of the schemes to break the marriage. Okay, so we don't do that. Continue. Number 7, no undue harm will cause by informing the party of the problem. Should there be a reason to suspect that the party, upon learning that it has been deceived, will denigrate the other party, seek revenge in some other way, it should not be. One should not get involved. So let's this 7 is very, very important. So meaning that 1 second, sorry. 1 second, let me drink some. So meaning what? So even with other cases, like for example, some financial cases, yeah, that person is supposed to lose, whatever. But if you're going to go to the secular authorities, yeah, they can put him to prison. So according to the Torah, he would need to pay, let's say, whatever he stole. But according to these non-Jews, they put him to 5 years of prison. So it means that even though you're trying to achieve something, some positive goal, but if the other side is going to turn around and they're going to denigrate this girl and that she was trying to deceive them and spoil her life, and they're going to announce around the town that she has this issue, so that this case we're not allowed. Right? The proper outcome for them, just withdraw from a marriage, and that's it. Okay. Any questions on what we said? Okay.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
I have a few questions on the board.
Okay, please.
First one goes, say for the person who's looking for the Shidduch, or also in other cases like business partners, etc., how should he try to tell if the other party is ill?
I apologize. Could you say it again? I apologize. Say it again.
Yes. Say for the person who's looking for the Shidduch, or also in other cases like business partners and the like, how should he try to tell if the person, how should he try to tell if the other party is ill?
I mean, if it's a business partner, there is no problem. I mean, a person can work as even if he's not well 100%. Right? It's not like he has to build the buildings or something, carry the bricks by the stairs on the seventh floor. Right? In business, there is not a problem. But this person, as we said, it's somebody close from close proximity. I don't know how many people would know all of the details about this thing, right? So just go try to find the other side and quietly call on the phone. I would say would be better from a known phone, from a public phone or something, and inform them. If you want to meet people, you can meet people, but it's better do it over the phone. And I would suggest just tell them look, I'm not 100% sure, but that's what it seems to me. And please, it's your life. Please double check if you want. If you don't want, that's it. It's your life, basically. Okay, what else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
The next question, for the Rav. Given there are some genetic diseases common with Ashkenazi communities, is one obligated to check their genetic disposition before Shidduch to prevent potential bad genetic match?
Okay, that's of course that's a given. Absolutely, it's a given that they're not going to even meet before they match their records. 100%. So what is the point in meeting if he's plus and she's plus, right? I don't know. Okay. So maybe there's a huge probability that they're going to have this disease, right? So of course there were great poskim in previous generation that say no, Beezrat HaShem does not have to realize. I mean, of course it's maybe yes, maybe no. But on another hand, right? On one hand, on another hand, we're not allowed to count on a miracle, right? And not to count on a miracle, meaning that you do your checking, you do diligence, so you see like clearly. So this disease, she has one, she's carrying one, and he's carrying one. That's why would you start? So, but if people meet for the first time, maybe they develop some attraction. That would be a big issue later on to break this Shidduch. You understand? If they saw it on the paper, okay, paper, it's like faceless, no problem. Okay, what else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Next question, for the Rav. If we know the girl has a major hashkafa problem, but the Shidduch also has a hashkafa problem because they are both heretics, are we still obligated to tell the Shidduch?
No, in this case, no, because he clearly does not care. If he's like that, he does not care. And I learned, I had a class today earlier on. It was a real story, from a book where I have now. One mother, so it's very similar to what we saw saying here. A mother of the girl called a teacher, a school teacher, and asked about the girl that used to study in that yeshiva. And teacher was given a report, answered all of the questions. So mother, of course, she introduced herself. She said, the Shidduch was proposed to my son with the student of yours. So I want to get characteristics. And last question, the mother asked, how is she with honesty? And teacher from I don't know. So she said, honesty is not your best character. It's not your strongest character trait. You understand? And then, okay, so they say, thank you very much. Nice to meet you. Okay, thank you for the information. They hang up. Right? And this teacher, this nice lady, she realized what happened. So she said, I probably broke the Shidduch. So she said, that's not what I meant. I meant to say that girls in this age, like 15, 16, 17 years old, so that they sometimes, the teenage girl, they make things up. In the naivety, is not they want outright lies and stuff like that. So it's not that they will overgrow, right? But it came out not like that. It came out that she's a little liar, and she went to Rabbi Zilberstein and said, "What should I do?" Right? How do teshuvah? Because clearly I broke the Shidduch, right? And a few days passed. I think she called the girl. I apologize. She called the girl, or somehow. So she was very nervous, very very upset. This teacher. And oh no, that's it. And then she saw a few days later in a newspaper, in a Jewish newspaper, there are advertisement, right, about Shidduch, right, upcoming marriage of this girl, her student, and this guy. And this guy, the mother of whom called her. So she was ecstatic. She went to Rabbi Zibrish and I said, I do not understand what's going on. So he said, go and ask the mother. So she called the mother back and said, apologize. Whatever I told you about the girl, that she's not honest, I apologize, that's not what I meant. And she started explaining. But the mother said, no, it's actually good that you said that. So she said, we are in international tradings. And some things like international tradings have to go to the government, through the customs, through the, all of these loopholes. And for some people, from some people from outside does not look very kosher wherever we do in business, right? So if we, so that's why I asked the question. So if the girl like one hand like straight girl like a ruler, if you don't do good, so I want to divorce you. So that's the girl that we don't want, because the boy wants to go in a family business, right? But if she's okay, like sometimes closing eyes on honesty, maybe little honest, or looks like honest, not honest, like but honest on the bottom of it. So that's exactly who you wanted. You understand? So that's the story. Okay. Okay. Any other questions? Go ahead.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
No, our friend says, thank you so much. May HaShem bless with speedy refresh them.
Amen. Thank you very much. So let's continue. So we continue with chapter 8 of Kosher Kitchen. And now topic is the kashrus of the knife. So as I learned last time, so it's not so easy with the knife, and we said combination, not combination, when we cut especially sharp foods, so the taste does not go out quickly or never, right? So, okay, part number 2, practical kashrut situation. The circumstances under which using a knife present a kashrus problem are complex and the subject of many considerations. They rightfully belong with the realm of those questions that must be addressed by to a Rav, who will evaluate each specific case. Given the scope of this book, we cannot possibly describe and address all of the possible factors and situations. We will present an overview of the general principles so that questions may be presented to a Rav intelligently. Right, so some people cannot put frame the questions, right? So what is the problem? So they say about kosher. So you say, okay, so what do you think is the problem? Okay. The following topics will be covered. Okay. A, knife used to cut cold foods. So meaning like cheese or something, right? And B, the knife used to cut warm foods. And C, a knife used to cut sharp foods. So as we understand, the sharp foods is the biggest issue. Again, like before we start, so I advise everybody always to have 3 different knives. I mean, you can have 70 different knives, but at least one for milk, one for parev, when you cut all the vegetables, eggs, fish. I mean, usually people have a separate knife for fish, right? And another is for meat. Don't mix it. Okay. Okay. So A. So of course, as he said, you have to ask Rabbi. But again, if you have three different knives, there is no reason for you to mess up. Okay. A knife used to cut cold, non-sharp foods. So cheese, right? When a knife used to cut cold, sharp foods, the taste that was previously absorbed in a knife from the previous use of the hot foods cannot be impaired to the food. Okay. Nevertheless, one must contend with the food residue assumed to remain on a knife's blade. Meat, dairy, and non-kosher fatty residues on the blade may remain on the food it cuts. If one is certain that the knife was clean of any residue, the food is unaffected. Nevertheless, the area of the cut must be rinsed. Some authorities differentiate between a knife found on a countertop and a knife found in a drawer. The former may have been used and not washed as yet. Meaning, if it's in a drawer, it's most likely washed. If it's on a countertop, maybe yes, maybe no, but most likely it's not washed. While the latter presumably was washed and should be considered clean. Okay, so there are many commentaries. So let's try again. Okay, so let's go. Okay, so let's do this piece again. The commentaries are going to explain. So our topic again: the knife used to cut cold, non-sharp foods. So it's the easiest case. When a knife is used to cut cold, non-sharp foods, the taste of what previously absorbed in a knife from a previously use of hot foods cannot be impaired to the foods. Right. So commentary: taste cannot be impaired to absorb without heat. So that's one of the rules that we that we learned before, how the taste transfer. We said that through the heat, through the liquid, and through the fatty residue. Right. So in three ways. Now they cut something hot with this knife, and now they cut something cold. So there is no problem. Okay. Nevertheless, one must be content with the food residue assumed to remain on a knife blade. So somehow, I'm not sure, people do not wash knives, so they would reuse the knives all over and over. I'm not sure, right? Okay. But so our concern is a food residue that is on a knife. So maybe it looks clean, so that's why they did not wash. Meat, dairy, and non-kosher fatty residue on a blade may remain on the food it cuts. Right, so that's for sure. So if you did not clean the knife and you were cutting cheese and now you want to cut tomatoes, so for sure that this tomato is going to get some cheese. Okay, if one is certain that the knife was clean of any residue, right, the food is unaffected, meaning the cold food. If it's a 100% clean knife, so we don't suspect anything. The food is unaffected, meaning our cold food. Nevertheless, the area of the cut should be rinsed. I mean, if it's possible to rinse, you cannot rinse everything. Okay. Sorry. Some authorities differentiate between the knife found in a countertop and knife found in a drawer. So as we said, most likely found in a drawer they was clean, on a countertop not clean. So now, even though he said we're not going to answer all of the questions, but at least present the question to the Rav intelligently. So that's what we need to understand, whether the knife was clean or not. Okay, that's the issue. Okay, the former may have been not washed, former meaning on the countertop, as yet, while the latter presumably was washed and should be considered clean. So it depends where you got the knife. Okay, so commentaries say, see Shulchan Aruch, who cites an opinion that most knives today are kept clean when not in use and may be assumed to be free of residue. So today we have running water, so there is no problem. We have a sponge, we have a soap. There is no problem to wash the thing. But for example, I remember when I was little, I would come to visit my grandmother, right, and where she lived. So for some years, they did not have running water. So after each meal, she would get warm up the water, the kettle, put it in a dish pan, and then wash it in there. So if they would try to if something people would try not to clean, so they would not clean. You understand? So, I mean, it's not them, but in general. So if it does not look dirty, so they would not clean, because it's a big job to go get the water from somewhere else, and then have to dispose of the water. It was the whole operations, unfortunately. Continue. So, and this author notes that one cannot always assume so, that meaning that the knife was clean. It would depend upon the particular custom of the household. Meaning, do they do they wash the knives right away or not? So usually people have knives racks or knife magnets, right? So it's very convenient. Like when you put it on the wall, right, and magnet like a magnet board, and you put the knife, so you can see what knives you have, and that's you cannot make mistake. So you would not put there dirty knife, so you clean it first. Okay. So of course, as he said, depends on the custom. So if people not careful, so that's a big problem. Accordingly, nowadays we can assume that knife put into a drawer was washed clean beforehand. In any case, authorities recommend that that the cut area of the food should be rinsed. So, I mean, it depends. If he cut a chicken, so I don't know how, boiled chicken, how exactly you're going to wash and what, I don't know. Okay, so that's an issue. One should note that the rule discussed in this section apply to one who inadvertently used the knife of one type to cut the foot of another. One may never, under any circumstances, intentionally use the daily knife to cut even cold meat, or a meat knife to cut cold cheese. One is not permitted to cut bread with daily knife. One is not permitted to cut bread for daily meal with a knife unless it does netzach before. So meaning to kosher the knife. Okay, so let's do this one more time, and we're going to explain. So it says one should note that the rule discussed in this section apply only to one who inadvertently. So we don't do this on purpose, as I said, have 3 knives and then you're golden, right? So, but if somebody only inadvertently use the knife of one type to cut the food for another type, so even if it's cold, yeah, we said if it's not fat, if it's this, if it's that, there should be no problem, but it is a problem, right? So one may never, under any circumstances, intentionally use the daily knife even for a cold meat, or a meat knife for a cold cheese. So that's why I said, so what we do, and we advise others, buy with a different color of handle. So today you can buy a white handle for meat, and red handle with white handle for milk, and red handle for meat. I mean, and black for parov. So you cannot go wrong with these knives, right? Okay. And the last one, one is not permitted to cut bread for a daily meal with a meat knife unless. I'm sorry. One is not permitted to cut bread for a daily meal. No, I said it correctly, right? So they want to eat spaghetti with cheese, right? With a meat knife, unless one does koshers the knife. So it's very serious. So bread, of course, it's parov. It's nothing, and a knife is most likely clean, not allowed. Another important point to remember: throughout this chapter, the term daily knife or meat knife refers to a knife used for hot dairy or hot meat, respectively. So as we said, the taste, being absorbed only through the heat. Right, that's all of the as we were talking about the kosher utensils. So you had to only kosher something that was used with the heat. Okay, or something like with a fatty things, or with water or something. Okay, so 1 second. So something like meaning that the daily knife they would cut in like, I'm not sure what hot daily is. I'm not sure what the dish is hot daily. I'm not sure. Whatever is it, right? So so these knives they already absorbed the taste, and this daily knife is daily, and meat knife is if they cut hot meat, so it's a meat knife. Okay, a knife that was used only to spread butter or a cream cheese is used for daily. So there is like a different classification used for daily, but is not actually a daily. Right, so used for daily, but not actually a daily. Okay, meaning that it was cold. Since it has not absorbed any taste, even though it's fat. We must be concerned about the possibility of daily residue on a knife, but not about daily residues not absorbing a knife, right? So meaning if it's a cold cream cheese is always cold, I guess, right? So it's not going to absorb in a knife, but if you don't wash the knife, so it's going to stay, the residue is going to stay on a knife. Same applies to a knife used solely to cut cold chicken. Okay, the knife is used with meat, but not at meat. So it's a classification on knife that used with meat, meaning there is no absorbance of the taste, right? Not meat knife. Meat knife when you cut something that is hot. Knife that used with meat is something that you cut cold. Okay, so there is no absorbance of the taste. The reader should remember that those halachas based on the possibility of the residue applied to a knife used with daily / meat, while those that are based upon the possibility of the taste transmission referred only to the daily meat knives, meaning that it was used for something hot. Okay, so meaning it was used for something hot. So then, only then you have the possible transmission of the taste. Okay, so let's do this last piece again, and we are going through it. The reader should remember that those halachas, based upon the possibility of the residue, apply even to a knife used with daily / meat. But meaning that they did not wash this knife after they spread the butter. Right, and now with this knife they want to cut the meat. That's the story. Okay. So one more time, the reader should remember that those halachas based upon the possibility of residue apply even to a knife used with daily or meat, so meaning cold. While those that are based upon the possibility of taste transmission, so residue and taste transmission, two separate things. Taste transmission refer only to daily / meat knives, meaning not something that was used with hot food. There is knives that are used for hot dairy meat, hot dairy / meat. Okay, this like that. Thus, whenever one asked a shaila of this type of rav, the first question will be: is the knife actually used for hot dairy / meat, or it's merely used for cold dairy meat? Okay, so we're going to see. We need to also understand what is it hot mean. Hot mean that is yatzel lesbo when you hand recoils. So most of the knives are not going to be like like this. For example, if you use a knife to cut your chicken in your plate, so it's not, chicken is not that hot. Okay, just 1 second, let me check time quickly. That's very long. Okay, I guess we can, let's stop here because it's next section is very long. Okay. So any questions on what we said? Yes.
So I was wondering if, let's say we sharp our knives with stone, do we have to have like separate stones in order to use with our different knives?
I would think so. Yes. Because why? The question is very simple. So when you use the sword sharpener, it's like takes off the edge, right? So meaning the taste that was absorbed in this knife that was used for hot is going to be on your sharpener. And usually people don't wash the sharpeners, so that would be the problem. Yes. Okay, what else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So one of our friends says, if the knife itself is hot and cutting a cold food, is it the same case?
I think so. Yes. Yeah. Doesn't matter. Something is hot, so the taste is going to get absorbed. Yes. Because why? Because in other cases it was cold night with the hot meat. So what's the difference? So I'm listening. I just want to drink some tea. Sorry, it's herbal tea. Go ahead. Sorry.
Thank you, Rabbi. Next question. Shalom to the If one used the bottom of a mug instead of knife sharpener to sharpen the knife, is one allowed to use the potted mug to sharpen the meat knife?
The problem is that later on you're going to put this mug into the sink, so and it's going to be like this residue from the knife. That's the problem. But it's good. It's a good idea. I think I heard about sharpening the knife with a mug. It's ceramic. Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome. We bought these knives for like maybe 7 years ago, 10 years ago. They call Forever Sharp. I'm not advertising, but you can check. I mean, and it is true they're sharp. After 10 years, I've never ever sharp them. So and they're not expensive. Set of knives. Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
I had no idea that was even possible. Thank you.
Yeah, check Sharp, Forever Sharp. That's a company name.
Thank you, Rabbi. No, I mean about the sharpening the knives with the bottom of a mug.
Oh yeah. I mean it's very hard surface. Yes.
Thank you, Rabbi. So I have a question about something that was mentioned at the beginning of the class about hereditary diseases. So, having in mind that pretty much all diseases have like a spiritual root, would it make sense to say that if there's like in the family lineage, there's a lot of people having the same disease? Could we say that it is because they all have the same spiritual flaw?
It could be. It could be, yes. Because there is a special reason why people get reincarnated, being born in that specific family. There is no coincidence, right? So that person has to go through this suffering with this disease, right? As Chazanish said, Holy Chazanish, he said, according to my suffering, I'm absolved from anything. I don't have to observe any Torah commandment according to his suffering. But he said, I am accepting with love, and that's what I do. So this suffering is not always it's not always like punishment. It's like it depends how you view it. So and we have to see us in when of course we're all in different situations, that HaShem wants me to serve Him in this capacity. You understand? So he's going to say, are you going to, just because you have fever, you're going to cancel the class, or are you going to continue? You understand? Just because you have you don't feel well, are you going to pray with a minyan, or you said, no, you know what? I don't feel well. Maybe I get people sick. Okay, all of this nonsense. I mean, people make things all the time. To go to work, no problem. Everybody go to work even sick. Right? But to go to pray or have a class, not always, not everybody. Right? So HaShem wants us to serve Him with this hereditary disease. It's not like you did something, the child is born, and now this poor woman. So again, we have to understand, it's not like we against anybody. So of course, this girl, she wants to get married, she wants to get family. It's not guaranteed that she's going to get this disease. You understand? But in the eyes of this perspective Shidduch, you might say, why would I need this, like possible issue, when I get a girl without like all of this issue and live a healthy life, right? Otherwise, if she's sick, so I have to take care of her, right? And I never forget that there is a Rav Kushnir, Asher Kushnir Shlita. He's from Israel. Very interesting. Right, so he once said that it was I think it was before Hanukkah. It was a girl, and like she had some, I don't know, some physical defects, like visible, right? Some like suffering. She was suffering from the time she was a child, and she went she came to him with her mother, and the mother said, like, Rabbi, I mean, looks like she's never going to get married. And Rabbi said, Beezrat HaShem, she's going to get married very soon, right? And on that Hanukkah, they called this Rabbi, and you were invited for a word. For a word is like engagement party. And one of the local guys, so she actually met this girl, and he decided to marry her. So this Rabbi was shocked, and he called this guy and said, and he knew this guy, and he said, very nice, Chazak Baruch, congratulations, Mazel Tov, right? But tell me, but do you know about her disease? He said, absolutely no, Rabbi. So he said the person who goes in life through this suffering from the childhood, they have a special sensitivity in them, so which you cannot find from these spoiled queens. So he said, I also have a medical issue. So I think he said we're going to be an amazing couple, because when you go through the suffering, you have the sensitivity. And like when one spouse is all normal, and she said, I have a headache, I have this ache, this, and so he said, please stop. I want to go this to this place, to that place. You always with your complaints. Because why? Because he does not understand what's going on. That she's not making enough. She's really sick. So that's a story from real life. Okay. What else?
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Next question. Shalom Kavod. Question about Lashon Hara. If a Jew is dating a Goya, is one allowed to approach the Goya and make up false information about the Jew to ruin the relationship?
Yes, yeah. Mm-hmm. Because by this you're actually saving a Jew. Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So about this issue of diseases, I was wondering, do these illnesses that require medication, can they be fixed through Torah, perhaps?
HaShem can take away anything. It's in His hands. But basically, like we're not allowed to count on miracles. So you do your shtablos, you pray that Hashem take away. But as we said, sometimes a person has to go through these sufferings. It's his purpose in life, right? To endure the suffering that mold him to a better person. This guy said. So she went through so much suffering. She's a very sensitive person. So and that's who I want to marry. In a sense, so other people would say absolutely not. No, but you're kidding me? Look, I'm so handsome. I go to the gym 7 times a day, right? So I don't want this sick girl. Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi. I think I forgot to mention mental diseases. These mental diseases that need a medication.
Mental. I mean, there are examples in Gemara when people actually completely recovered, and in some cases, they actually recovered from being deaf mute. Whatever happened, right? Some shock, some this, and I don't know. Time came. I don't know what happened. Some food, some medicine, the side effect. Right? A side effect. He could not hear, and now he can hear. Okay, because of the bad medicine. So don't try it at home. But that's how it works. You understand? So we can of course pray for the miracle, but when you're getting married, so you have to be objective. That's what I'm getting. Is it going to change to the better? Probably not. Do I agree to live with that? So we also always have to draw the bottom line. So just because she's sick or she has this internal, she does not make her not God-fearing person. You understand? She does not make you a bad wife, does not make you a bad mother, right? So you have to decide for yourself what you want in this life. Right? Well, what do you agree to live with, and what you do not agree to live with. There are no perfect people.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So our friend says, questions about the brocha on miracles from the Kosher class.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Given the converts are considered the sons / daughters of Abraham Abinu, which I assume means they are not the offsprings of the 12 tribes. Do converts need to make brocha when visiting the Sea of Reeds?
Yes, because first of all, today we don't know what tribe we came from. First of all, and second of all, we're thanking Hashem for a miracle for Jewish nation. So it's not about it's not like 6 tribes went in and 6 tribes were wandering somewhere else. No, it's for the whole Jewish nation. So, but when Mashiach comes, of course, he's going to assign each person to a tribe. Right. Especially people. I mean, if somebody's from a lost tribe, I mean, they do not as I said, most of the people do not know what tribe they're from. And plus, many people who think they're Jews, they're not Jews, and people who think they're not Jews, they're actually Jews. Okay. What else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So, getting back a little to this topic of the mental issues, considering those have a spiritual root as well. So, what did a person did in a past life in order to be born with this type of diseases, mental illnesses?
In some cases when person is like complete shoteh, complete crazy person, right, mentally sick person. So it shows this for sure that he has completed his tikkun in previous life, and he does not need to do mitzvah because this person are not obligated in doing mitzvah, like positive. Negative, we're trying to stop them, of course. So it's actually maybe it's soul on a very high level. We actually obligated to do everything. So meaning what? That we did not complete something from our previous incarnation, right? But they do not. So it's hard to say. But again, some people they say, okay, I know she's taking this medicine, and if she's going to continue to take this medicine, and I know people. And learn about people. So a person can stay on this medicine for 15, 20, 30 years. I mean, of course, they can change the medicine, but they can live a more or less normal life. And some people with internal disease, they go to the procedure from time to time and dialysis or something and they basically can live more or less normal life. Okay. What else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome. So just to remind us on winter, so we're going to keep 8 p.m. class from 8 to until we finish. Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you, Rabbi. I was wondering if are we allowed to hit an animal in order to correct it? Of course not like viciously, but like hit it, like strike it.
Animal, yeah, you can, yeah. Of course, as you said, in order to correct it and put it to its place, not to hurt, like for no reason, yes. Because animals they go by instinct. While you slap your cow, so she knows not to go to the neighbor's garden and eat all of the cucumbers. You understand? So you slap her a few times. So she got the point. She does not understand. You said no. This is Mr. Rosenberg. He's not such a nice neighbor. Now you're going to eat. He's going to get upset. It's not nice. And cow does not understand.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So up until now, I don't see more questions on the board, but I'm afraid that it is happening the same thing that was yesterday. I hope not.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see more questions on the board too far.
Okay.
No.
So do you have any questions? So we can go with your questions.
I guess just let me. Our friends, one of our friends is typing a question.
Okay.
In the meantime, may I ask Kodav?
Yeah, go ahead, please.
So, what happened? This what happened with Lot
Mm-hmm.
and his daughters. I was wondering if I'm pretty sure that after Lot sobered up, he didn't like too much the idea that with the idea that actually his daughters were pregnant by him. But I was wondering if this was some sort of like a punishment because of what he did to them when he offered them to these wicked people in Sodom.
I mean, if you read Rashi, so with second Torah, it says that he was not aware when she lay down with him, but he was aware when she got up. So he was he was not that drunk. So even after the first one, he understood what's going on, and he actually enjoyed it. You understand? And there is a clear reason why he went to the Sodom and Gomorrah, right? Because it was his style of living. That's what he always liked. Right? So was it a punishment? I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, you see, like, of course, every normal father, every normal brother is better to die than allow to his sister or his daughters to be done something like that. Of course, like it's needless to say. But he was for them it was normal. They even did not pay attention. That's how perverted they were. So to say that it was punishment, I don't think so. And maybe in this Sodom it was the norm of the living. If you know that the norm of the judgment is like this. So if somebody like damaged somebody else, right? Somebody, right? When Eliezer, what is it, Eliezer? I'm trying to understand. Somehow I want to say Eliezer. How did it end up in a Sodom? I don't remember. But okay, so let's say Eliezer, but I don't exactly remember why I'm saying that. Okay, so he ended up in a Sodom, probably maybe visited Lot or something, right? And somebody like wounded him, and he started bleeding. So he took this guy to court, right? And judge said to Eliezer, so he demanded the compensation, and this guy said that this judge said to the Eliezer, according to our laws of our city, you have to pay to this guy who wounded you. Eliezer said, how is it possible? Like, why would you say so? He said, yeah, because for a bloodletting, right? So it's a medical procedure. So in olden days, if you read the Talmud, so they always will do the bloodletting, right? So one reason to lower the blood pressure, right? Today they like elderly people they take aspirin or something like that, right? To make the blood not as congeal or something, right? But in olden days they would just cut the wrist, like let some blood out, right? And that's it. And they believe it's actually worked. And another reason they were doing it, it's actually for a blood renewal. So when somebody is sick, so it's probably the things in the blood. Of course, it's in the blood. So when the blood renews, so basically they believe so it should renew itself with the new blood, right? So basically it's a medical procedure. You have to pay. So this judge said to Eliezer, he's holding his head. He said, look, I'm bleeding. He said, no, you have to pay him. He did a medical procedure on you. So Eliezer said he took a stone or something. He threw it into the judge's head and said, okay, now you owe me. Give whatever you owe me to this guy. So with your crooked laws, you understand? So. But there were the laws. So to say that for Lot is what a perversion to be with his daughters, I don't think so, right? And one of the reasons our commentary explained that the wife had to die. So of course, like simple understanding is that she turned back because she had these other married daughters that did not want to go with Lot and angels. Right, because of the sons-in-law, right? They made the mockery of the Lot and said that we're not going to go, we're good here, right? So mother, of course, she turned around and she was not worthy because she was wicked as all of them, right? So she was wicked as all of them. She was not deserving to see the destruction, right? And she turned into the pillar of salt. And it was this gave the possibility, so now for Lot to be with his daughters. So if wife would be around, she would make a hole into his head. You understand? There were no such union. But HaShem needed to bring Mashiach. I mean, today, like after the fact, we understand what's going on. But that's the story. What else?
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So the next question on the board says, thank you so much, Breakup. I wonder what is the definition of shoteh? If someone has anger issues, depression, and other issues, but is able to function normally most of the time when it's not triggered, of course, does a person count as a shoteh?
No.
I heard a shoteh is not just for the actions. Should we reason with them to discourage them from idolatry, or should we not do kiruv with them at all?
second part you need to read me again, please. But the first part. So the definition, the classic definition of shoteh, person who does not understand what's going on. So meaning what? That you give him money. I'm talking not a little child, adult. I don't know, 20 years old, right? You give him money, and he does not understand the concept of money, and he would go to the market and give this money to anybody who does. So that's the classic definition of shoteh. So in this case, no, when somebody is hot head and they become crazy when something is going on, so that's a different story. That's a totally different story. So this person is not shoteh. He cannot control his temper. You understand? So it's like in this case, they say it's like when the person is so angry, it's like he's worshiping idols. And now I'll just explain what do you mean that it's like he's worshiping idols. He's breaking, I don't know, his chairs, so like the furniture in the house. How is it? Does anybody worshiping idols like that? They say he's so crazy. He does things that are so irrational. So just like whatever happened. Right, whatever, like insulting or something, like just because he breaks the chair, how does it help with what happened at work? Right, I don't know, somebody scratched his car. Like how does it help? Right, so a person is being irrational, and meaning what? That even if he was a religious person, and somebody would tell, look, let's go, Mr. Rosenberg, now to worship idols, so he would go. Right, why? Because even though until now he was rational, now he's irrational. Right? It's not like he's worshiping an idol, so it's one explanation. Second explanation is actually that he's worshiping idols, and the idol is who is himself. That he thought that everything depends on him. So like there is no HaShem, and he would angry at other people. How could they? This and that. You did it to me. All these clowns. So that there is disaster to be like a person around like this. So we have the new neighbors. I think they moved for 9 months or so. Hopefully they're going to move out. But they start like screaming and yelling, especially sheep. Unbelievable. And we put actually a long time ago, we put insulation, soundproof insulation, because previous neighbors had like elderly lady, so she could not sleep at night. So she would watch TV very, very loud. You understand? So we put professional insulation, and guess what? We can still hear these crazy people, how they argue. You understand? Crazy. But I mean, we say crazy, but they only temporarily crazy. Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome. So I was saying about this 8 p.m. because somebody was joining. He joined three times already after 9. I don't know. So it was not addressed to all of you. Of course, you joined on time. Okay, go ahead.
Thank you, Rabbi. So the second part of the question about the shoteh thing. Friend says, I heard a shoteh is not judged for their actions.
Mm-hmm.
Hence, should we reason with them to discourage them from idolatry, or should we not do kiruv with them at all?
I mean, if it's a real shoteh, so there is no like, how can you do kiruv? So unfortunately, I had an uncle like that. He was a shoteh, and he was the nicest, the sweetest guy, and he had this talent of speaking. He used to live in a different country, right? So people around them and he knew about politics and about science, and then he would go to unfortunately, right, he was not religious. His father was religious, but because he was shoteh, right? So he would go to all of the theaters, like opera, this and that, and he was like a very educated person, every knowledgeable person. He would know all of the actors and stuff like that, right? Some of the personally, like you talk to him like he's normal, and then like and you ask him, uncle, you have to do this and that, because there are people that taking care of you. You have to comply. And say, absolutely, we have to comply. Thank you for telling me. 15 minutes later, he goes back to do whatever he is, and say, but you told me that you're not going to. Oh, say, I'm sorry. Yes, I told you. And he exactly upset 1.5 minutes, and he goes back. So try to do kiruv with that person. You understand? So I have a first-hand experience. So I told these people who try to help me take care of my uncle. So I said, look, you have no right to get upset just because you told him something 1 million times. Does not mean that he's going to follow. It's not like he's against you. But in their mind, since he's so like intelligent, like intellectual, and he's so knowledgeable, and he like would use the words from a dictionary, you understand? So like a high level language, so that they thought that he's normal. And sometimes he's just plain stupid. You understand? And I told him, like, look, you saw that he has a like disability. Government does not give the disability like to anybody, right? They check him. He's disabled. But people on the street, they thought that he's normal, but he was not. Okay, so go explain to him about Shabbos Judaism. Okay, he would say yes, absolutely, and he would like to have a company, and he would ask you all of the questions to keep the company, but he's not going to do anything. Okay. What else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Next question. I heard from Rabbi Shlita that in addition to shoteh, there is something less severe called weird. I don't remember the Hebrew or Aramaic term. Can Rav please explain this status to us and if there are any halachic implications?
Sorry. I'm not sure about what does it mean. The two other people who are actually absolved from any responsibility is a deaf mute and underage, so minor. So I'm not sure that this weird person. In Shulchan Aruch Talmudic literature, only these three people are absolved from any damages, so you cannot put them take them to court. There is nobody to talk to. They don't have a mental capacity. But weird, I'm not sure. Okay, what else?
Rabbi. A friend also says, I recently saw videos of missionaries Imam in Eretz Israel. Some were just screaming their false testament verses in markets and plazas. How should the average person react if he, God forbid, run into such people, or if they came to, God forbid, his work?
So if it's possible to ignore them, for example, if you're on a bus and they came into the bus where I live, it used to be they stop, but you're there on a subway, right? It's 7 in the morning, like everybody's sleepy. It's Monday, they're going to work. Nobody wants to go to work. This and that. It's a long ride, right? And now this lady comes, right, with a very strong voice. And she starts screaming about Yoshka and he's your savior in this and that. And then she starts singing and these people were if you look at them, the eyes sparkling, crazy people. You understand? So I would read books, so she would say whatever she said. So of course she would say me. I mean, I don't know, it was full train or half full train. Doesn't matter. So I just mind my business nothing is I don't know. There's a dog barking, baby's crying. Okay, so it's not my baby, so I do not care. Okay, right? But if they eat at your workplace, so you have to be aggressive. Yeah, have to be aggressive, no nice. If you be nice and not kick them out, so they're going to try to take advantage, for sure. That's their nature. And these people, there are actually some other people, some Jewish sect, right? So they've been nice, and some people view them as very nice, but until some point, if you contradict them, they're going to curse you. And I heard this curse, they cursed me personally, Baruch Hashem. I did not know that these people actually knew such a language. I mean, I don't use this such a language, but they do, right? And not on somebody Epicorus, not on Hamas, but they use on me, actually, believe it or not. So, and same as this, those are missionaries from this Jewish sect, and this is those also missionaries. So it's better to show them that I don't buy in anything. So just go away. I don't like you, just go away, right? So they say, yeah, we have a lot in common. I say we have zero in common. So these Muslims, yes, we're brothers, we're cousins. I said, we're not cousins. We're not cousins. I mean, it does not. Just because we're not cousins does not mean that we have to kill each other. Does not mean that we cannot be good neighbors just because we're not related. Right? I'm not related to most of the people of the world. I can have a good relationship with them. There is no contradiction. In my office where I used to work, so people from Christian, Indians, other people would come to me and ask me advice, spiritual advice, like life advice. They also like the parables, always would come, and sometimes lady would come, she would like no manners, would sit on your desk, you sit in the cubicle, she would sit on the desk. Okay, so of course I would try to be careful, not to look this and that, but just because we have different beliefs does not mean that we cannot help each other, right? But to say that we are cousins, and of course they just say we're cousins to open up the conversation to spill the garbage. Okay, we're not interested.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So, in regards to this issue of the missionaries, there are some of them that come right in front of my building, and they bring with them like speakers and connected to a microphone. They would start singing very loud this Christian songs. So since this is happening right in front of my building, am I allowed to go and shoo them away?
If it's going to work, if they don't know who you are, that you're just one crazy neighbor that wants quiet, peace and quiet, there is no problem. But if you know that you're in the process, that's a big issue. You understand? I would say just pray for them to leave, and that's it. Maybe somebody else is going to go shoot them away. Because I remember these people, these ladies, never men on the subway in the morning, 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, they were unstoppable. So somebody would tell, even from their kind, right? Would tell them something, stop it, everybody going to work. Today's Monday. Stop yelling, stop screaming. I want peace and quiet. And she would open her mouth, and the whole train would go crazy. You understand? So sometimes when you just ignore them, it helps better than you trying to fight them.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So next question: if someone wasn't born deaf and later lost the ability to hear and some speech, would that person be obligated to continue with what he learned when he wasn't a deaf or mute?
Yes. So, and today we have to understand that today deaf mute is not exactly deaf mute. In the olden days, even in my time, in my building, there was a few deaf mutes. So one brother is okay, and older brother is deaf mute. Of course, there were schools. I don't know how many schools were, a few schools in the city for these deficient people, but they were so undeveloped. It's unbelievable. Right, today there are even, I think in Canada there is a big yeshiva for the deaf mutes, and they actually can communicate. Of course, they speak slow, and sometimes you cannot understand what they're saying because they cannot hear themselves. Right, but they right, so they develop. So you cannot compare to the deaf mute that Gemara was speaking about. So I'm not sure what sign language was developed. I have no idea. And when they start studying with the deaf mute, but in olden days it's like if you cannot hear, like if you cannot read, if you cannot understand, how exactly you're going to learn, right? So basically a person was very slow and practically stupid. And just some time ago, so we have a neighbor, and as I said, he was trying to always save the money. No, I didn't say it. Okay, maybe in a different class. So he would hire people over the Facebook, internet, right, to come to our community and fix his car, right? They're like bumpers, I don't know, like headlights or something. Like you really need a shop to change the bumper or to fix the headlights, right? So you can. I mean, the person who knows, so he can do it. So a few times he actually had the deaf mute. I mean, they understand. He has to look at you like a new lips. He understands what I mean, and that's it. Of course, they exchange text messages, and I mean, he did a good job. I mean, I'm not an expert, but he did the job. He changed the bumper and the headlight. No problem. You understand? So they're pretty developed, especially today with the typing with the cell phones. Okay, what else?
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I guess that was the last question on the board.
Okay.
Yes, there's no more questions. And yeah, I don't have more questions for today. Thank you, Rabbi.
Okay, no problem. Thank you very much. Thank you for learning with us. It was very successful week, Baruch HaShem. So we switched to winter time, and we learned a lot, and we should learn even more next week, Beezrat HaShem. So thank you very much to everybody. Good Shabbos, and all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Rabbi. Good Shabbos.
Thank you. Good Shabbos.